Today we are going to revise our mathematics chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3. These three chapters we are going to revise today. And our revision will be as per our revised syllabus. I will draw the concept map and write all the formula and some of the important question or simple question for illustrating the concept. Only I will take that much. So it will be very useful for your revision. So let us start with the chapter 1. This real number. First you shall know the type of number, which is the very basic thing. Exclusively we have to understand what is prime number and how to check whether it is a prime or not, and what is composite number. Students, this prime number means that have the factor 1 and itself only. This composite number have more than 2 factors. Means the composite number is divisible by more than 2 number. One is 1 and itself. Means other than 1 and itself, it must be divisible by some other number. Then it is the composite. Students, considering this composite number, the new concept that we have to learn is our fundamental theorem of arithmetic, FTA. It is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Students, this FTA is exclusively useful for this composite number. So that's why knowing this basic like prime and composite is still very important. So this is for any composite number, which tells that if n is any composite number, then this composite number can be written in the term of its factors. Factors means the prime factors basically. They are prime factors. If we consider the prime factors are P1, P2, P3, these are the prime factors of the same composite number. It may be possible that the factor 1 is repeated. Let us consider this is repeated. Repeated means occurring n1 time. This may occur n2 time. This may occur n3 time. There could be any number of factors, maybe only these 2 factors or more than 2 factors. Students, excluding the number itself and 1, then also you are knowing that 1 is neither prime nor composite. Okay, now student, keep in mind. Similarly, these prime factors may be m in number. I am considering there are m such prime factors and power to this is n m. Okay, means this factor pm is occurring in m time. Then this FTA tells that, fundamental theorem of arithmetic tells that this composite number can be written as product of their primes with their power or their exponent. So P1 is occurring n1 time. The other prime factor P2 is occurring n2 time. The other prime factor P3 is occurring n3 time. So on. The factor Pm is occurring nm time. So this is how any composite number can be written as the product of their prime factors with their exponents. So writing this way or expressing a composite number as the product of their prime factors with their exponent is called fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Okay, student? I'm not going to write the complete statement, but you have to keep in mind. This is the mathematical form of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Students, again, you have to note few things regarding these number basics. The first thing is, because our students are getting confused throughout the mathematics, so write down the first note, 1. This 1 is neither prime nor composite. Also, it is not only 1. 0 is also neither prime nor composite. So you have to keep in mind for this both 1 and 0, they are neither prime nor composite. If anyone is asking to you the smallest prime number, so it is our 2. Okay, note down all these points because in mathematics it will come again and again. Smallest composite number, it is our 4. Students, mostly this prime number are odd, but the only even prime number is 2. That you are already knowing since class 6. So I'm not going to write. But these 3 things are very important. Students, for proving the composite or for checking the prime, if we have to check whether n is a prime number or not. So checking prime number or checking prime for n, we shall find or we shall check divisibility up to under root n only. What does it mean? It is very helpful in determining whether the number is prime or not. Students, let us first take one example to understand this. Example, we have to check whether, say, 101 or 103 or 111 or 123, up to this much, whether these are prime or not. So how long we shall take the divisibility? This is 101. Then shall we try with this 50 or 48, 49 or 35, all these things? No. Students, you just take the square root of this 101 and find the approximate integer, which is just below this. You are knowing that this 11 square is 121 and 10 square is your 100. So students, you shall check for maximum. Which one? Even up to 10 only is sufficient, but even if you wish, you can check up to 11 only, or even up to 10 you have to check. Up to 10, that is sufficient. A student, 1 is not required because 1 can divide everything. 1 is not considered for checking this prime or composite. So we shall try to check with the 2. What is the condition for checking with the 2? A student, so for this, let me write this quickly. A student, for this 2 or divisibility by 2, you must see unit digit. This should be your 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Okay, this one means it should be even. For checking with these 3, students, you have to find the sum of digits. This summation indicates the sum of digits. The sum of digits of that number. So find the sum of digits of that number. If this sum of digits is divisible by 3, then it will be divisible by 3. This implies number divisible by 3. If not, then it will not be. For the 4, again, the very first thing is it must be divisible by 2. That is one thing. In addition to that, whatever the last 2 digit number, like here, if we consider this as the 101, then last 2 digit is this 01. So last 2 digit must be divisible by 4. Student, then for this 5, checking divisibility with this 5, we have to observe the unit digit. So unit digit must be 0 or 5. Students, for this 6, we have to see it must be divisible by 2 and 3. Students, for this 7, though there is method for checking by this 7, or directly you can go for the division. For this 7, take the last digit, multiply it by 2, subtract from the remaining part. you have to continue this unless or until you are left with the only 2-digit number. Then you have to see whether the last 2-digit number left is in multiple of 7 or not. If it is in multiple of 7, then the entire bigger number will be divisible by the 7. If not, then it is not divisible. Or directly you go for dividing by 7. Both the method we will apply. Then for the 8, students, for 8, you have to see for the 3-digit. So last 3-digit must be divisible by this 8. Last 3-digit 8. Surely it must be, very first it must be the even one, because it must be divisible by 2, also by the 4, then only it will be divisible by 8. Or directly 8 you want to check, you can see the last 3-digit whether it is divisible by 8 or not. Then for the 9, again it must be divisible by 3, that is one thing, or the last 2-digit divisible by this 9. It must be in the 9k. Then the 10 is easy. Again, the last digit or unit digit, it should be 0 only. For the 11, this is another important one. If we consider for the 11, students, for the 11, you have to get the sum of even digits, and you have to take the sum of odd digits and their differences you have to take. So sum of even digit minus sum of odd digit, or a student, you may take the sum of odd digit minus sum of even digit, that doesn't matter. But this difference must be in multiple of 11. Means whatever this difference that you will get, it must be divisible by 11. Then you will get an integer, then it will be divisible by 11. Or in reverse fashion, we are just writing, removing this as the 11k, whatever I have written here. Okay, student? This 12, again, it must be divisible by 4 and 3. So combination of these things you can take. 13, directly go for the division, that is the better. Or there is the method also, but no need to muggle. These are the common things that we need to use. So checking this prime or checking composite is very important. Students, just to recall that the note 1 is regarding 1 and 0. They are neither prime nor composite. Note number 2, the smallest prime is 2. The note number 3, smallest composite is our 4. So question may be asked, find the LCM and HCF of a smallest prime and a smallest composite. This was asked in 2019 also. Then checking whether the number is prime or not, whether it is divisible by some number or not. Means for checking the composite, no need to search for the division by all the possible integer. Rather, whatever the number given, we have to take the square root of that number. Example, if we consider under root of 123, for checking this factor for this 123, by which they are divisible or not, we shall take the under root of 123. Its nearest integer is your 11. So just up to 11 you shall check, or maximum 12 you can go, but 12 is even not required. Okay, like here for 101 we shall go up to the 10. Even 11 is also not required, or maximum you may go for this 11. Do not even go for the 11. So just take the square root of that number, and whatever the possible integers up to their square root, we have to take up to that much one. So this is very helpful for this 3 or 4 digit number. Example, if you are given with the 628, up to how much integer we shall check? For that you just need to take this square root of this. You are knowing that the nearest integer is 25, because 25 square is 625. Therefore, we shall check the divisibility of this number 625 up to this 25 only. and among those primes only their factor will be repeated. Whatever these prime factors that we are getting, those prime numbers will be from these factors only. Okay, means under root of this much only. So no need to go for the other bigger prime. So just get the prime, divide it, the other part you may get. Like you can see here, even if we consider one example here, say under root of, or say 91, whether prime or composite, you are getting that not divisible by 2, 3, 4, etc. is not divisible. So in such situation, this 7 is very important. We need to go for this 91. Take this 91, under root of 91. You are knowing 9 square is your 81 and 10 square is your 100. So which one is preferable? Just below this, the integer just below this is your 8. Sorry, up to 9. So you have to search for the divisibility up to 9 only. That is enough. Like if we are dividing with the 2, not possible, 3, not possible. Applying these rules, okay, student? You can say 4 is not possible, 5 is not possible, 6 is not possible. 7 is the another important. Try to divide it by 7. So by the method of just dividing it by 7 you can get, or even by the other method you can also get it. So students, just go for dividing this by 7. So if I am dividing this 91 by 7, then you are getting what? The 13. So just one prime that you have taken up to this 9, the other prime, if it is coming as the prime, that will also generate automatically. So no need to go for checking for division by the 17, 19, 23. Okay? तो ऐसे बड़े बड़े नंबर से आपको इसको डिवाइड करके टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना है. आपको जस्ट कहां तक डिवाइड करने हैं? अंडर रूट 91 मीन्स अप टू 9 तक में आने वाले से सारे के सारे प्राइम से आप डिवाइड करके देखिए. यदि ये डिवाइड हो जाएंगे उसी टर्म में आपको फैक्टर्स मिलेंगे. तो जस्ट द 7 इट इज डिविजिबल. देखिए एक बड़ा प्राइम नंबर विच इज बियॉन्ड दिस 9 दैट इज आल्सो जनरेटेड. ओके, तो बहुत बार स्टूडेंट्स क्या करते हैं, डायरेक्ट 30 पे जंप करते हैं और 17 से ट्राई करते हैं. नो नीड टू डू. जस्ट आप रफली इसके स्क्वायर रूट को देखिए और आप जस्ट उससे डिवाइड कर लीजिए. दूसरा बड़ा प्राइम है वो भी आपको मिल जाएगा. सो दीज कॉन्सेप्ट्स आर वेरी यूजफुल when we are going to apply this fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So it was this one. Divisibility rule is very important. So I have summarized those divisibility rules also. So checking for the prime is another important one. So this was our fourth. Write one more thing. All right, for the note 5, student, the fifth thing that you have to keep in mind, for proving any number as the composite, you have to just write this as the product of two terms or two factors. Keep in mind, it is not the addition of two terms, it is product of two factors. There is a difference. Let us see. If we consider 22 plus 13, a student, it is sum of two terms. But if we consider 22 multiplied by 13, it is the product of two factors. So composite numbers should be written in this form. It may be possible that there may be 2 plus 7 into 13 as one term, means as one bracket, or one factor which itself is forming the various terms, and another one is say 17. So this is one factor, this is other factor. तो आपको फैक्टर आइडेंटिफाई करने आने चाहिए. ओके, इस पे बेस्ट क्वेश्चन पूछता है. स्टूडेंट्स, तो आपको यदि कंपोजिट चेक करना है तो इस फॉर्म में आप कभी भी चेक ना करें, आप कोशिश करें यदि कुछ भी कॉमन आकर के यदि हम इसे लिख सकते हैं, वी कैन check it. Like just say even we are just going for checking this 22 plus 26. Though it appear easier, or the other way, if there is anything which can be taken common, just write it 11 plus 30. So here 2 is one factor and other factor is this. No need to simplify or add or do like this. Just take one factor. Students, based on this, or let us understand one question. You have to tell whether this number, say 7 into 13 into 17 into 5 into 11 into 23 plus 8 into 15 into 31, whether it is composite or prime. Such a number is given. Even something more may be given. Let me put one more. Now you have to check whether it is the prime or composite. Many a time students are thinking कि इसको पहले सिंप्लीफाई करें, इसको सिंप्लीफाई करें, एक बड़ा सा नंबर लाएं फिर उसको डिवाइड करके देखें. नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. ओके ना स्टूडेंट, बहुत सिंपल सा चीज है. कंपोजिट का मीनिंग है कि दो फैक्टर्स के प्रोडक्ट. तो यदि हम ऐसे कोई ब्रैकेट या दो ब्रैकेट में यदि हम इसे लिख पाए, दैट इज एनफ. सो ट्राई टू factorize each of them into their prime factors. Here 7, 13, 17, 5, 11, 23 is already prime. So no further prime factorization is possible here. So we need to write this as it is. But coming to this, here it is the 8. So try to write this into their prime factors. It is 2 into 2 into 2. 2q. This 15 as 3 into 5, then into 31 is prime, 101 is also prime. Now after this means this 8 and 15 was composite, that we have written as the prime factors. Then we have to just compare, is there any prime factor which is common? Yeah, student, here you can see this 5 and 5 is the common. It means this can be written as 5 is outside and the other bracket will be the remaining one. 7, 13, 17, 11, 23 plus 2 to the power 3 into 31 into 101. Student, here you can simplify this. These are the two terms, but entirely they are forming as one of the factor of this bigger number. And 5 is the other factor. Means what? This number, even on simplification, you are able to divide this number by 5. Okay? So that's why this is the other factor. So this is 5 is the other factor. What do we mean by this other factor? This is the factor other than this number itself and 1. Okay? जो कि प्राइम और कंपोजिट को हम पता करने में यूज करते हैं. तो देखा हमें एक दूसरा फैक्टर मिल गया, तो इस तरीके से कंपोजिट है. तो ये प्राइम एंड कंपोजिट को डिटरमिन करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. एंड देन द नेक्स्ट कमिंग फॉर दिस एफटीए, राइट, फॉर दिस एफटीए फंडामेंटल थ्योरम ऑफ अरिथमेटिक्स. अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस एफटीए, एनी कंपोजिट नंबर n can be written as product of their prime factors with their exponent. Maybe the n2, n3, going on the pm, nm. Okay? It could be like this. Example, let me just take one question or one example. Let us consider one of the composite number, say 496. It can be anything. We have to find whether it is the prime or composite. If it is composite, then we have to write it in the form of fundamental theorem of arithmetic, or we have to write it into the factor form. So students, the very basic thing is very important. 496, go for taking the LCM, means the smallest prime number by which it is divisible is the 2, because the unit digit is 6, it is even, so divisible by 2. Go for dividing. 2 times 2 to the 4. So now this is 9. So 2 4s are, then 1 is still there, it becomes 16, then 8. Okay, still it is our 8, means further divisible by 2. 1 2 4, still divisible by 2, it becomes 6 and it becomes 2. Further divisible by 2, 3 and 1. Now 31 is a prime number. Student, it means this can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 4 times the 2, or first we may write this, and the last one is our 31. Many a time we are also doing like this, say 31 is writing till it is 1. No need to write. Even you can leave this much as this much writing. Students, here 2 is written, or 2 is coming 4 times. We can write in their exponent form into 31. Here, if we compare this, what are the prime factors? So prime factors, if I am denoting it by the P1, then it is 1 is 2. The other prime factor, this second prime factor denoting by P2, it is our 31. How many times this P1 is occurring? That we have denoted here as the N1 time. N1 is our, whatever this exponent 4, it is this. What is the exponent? Nothing is there, means exponent is 1. So N2 is our 1. So this is what this denotation indicates. So be careful. So just writing this 496 as 2 to the power 4 into 31 is called as writing in FTA form. It is this one. But here many things are asked. What they are? So what are the prime factors? So first, if it may be asked as the prime factors. So what are the prime factors, student? It is the 2, means the base only you need to take. So it is our 2 and 31. In MCQ it may be framed, or in option it may be given that 496 have the prime factors. 231 3, 273. Okay, so you should be careful. If other than this 2 and 31 is given, that could not be the option. First thing. The next one is our exponent or power of the prime. So student, these prime factors here, what are the power? For 2 the power is 4, so answer is 4. For 31 the power is 1. So they are 4 and 1. Student, it is not only this much, the question is even asked one step ahead. Sum of exponents of their prime factors. At that time we need to take the addition of this. So it is 4, whatever this 4, and this 1 for the 31. So it is our 5. Student, many a time, rather than doing this, students, whatever we have done here, this way, the simple division or finding the LCM, the same thing is written in the tree form, then it is called as tree for this FTA. So just that tree is nothing but writing the same thing in the sophisticated manner. Means 496 we are taking, the smallest prime one is the 2. On dividing, we are getting the other part. So this, divide this by the 2, 2 2s are, then dividing this 9, 4, then it is our 8. Now this is divided into, further this is the composite, so it is our 2, then 1 time, 2 time, 4 time. Further divisible by 2, so take it to 6 time, means on dividing 124 by 2, you will get, it will go the 6 time and 2 time. So write this as 6, another as the 2. Students, again divisible by 2, lastly you will left with this 30. The same thing is written in this fashion. So writing in this way, many a time, or we are putting this into the boxes or even in the circle, that doesn't matter. Okay, students? So writing in this way, it is called as the factor tree. Here, even the intermediate may be missing. Like, it may be asked, what is this x? Very easy. Either from the above we can determine, or even from one of this set we can determine. How is that? Very easy. Student, we can take from here also, where this x is nothing but 2 into 62. So here it will give me 4 and 6 2s are 12. This. Student, there is other way of taking this also. Means even from this top we can also take. If we are considering this, then it is 248 is equals to 2 into x. So x is obtained by dividing 248 by 2. This means the same thing. Whatever x is, 248 divided by this 2. The same thing I have written. It is again 1 to 4. So considering this, the part of this, the unknown can be determined. So these are the application of this FTA. So what are the various application of this FTA? That we have to see. A student, rather than one number, if we are given with the two number. So example 2, if we are given with the two number, say one is 196 and another one is 356. Then individual may be asked for writing them in the factor tree form, or it may be asked to get their LCM, HCM. So what they are, that is the application of this FTA. So let us summarize the application. Just I will solve one of the question. Students, so our next topic is application of FTA. So the first application is our factor tree. The second application is from the factor tree, the missing can be calculated. Exponent of each of the primes can be written. So exponent of each prime, that can be determined. The third one is even the LCM and HCF of 2 or more composite number can be determined. The fourth application is proving certain number as irrational number like root 2, root 5, that is called what? The contradiction method. So proving irrationality, student, this proving irrationality is dropped. No, it is not dropped. Okay, no, because though it is not written, there is proof that root 2 is irrational, but it may be asked. But wherever it is asked in MCQ, then that proving is not making any sense. But certain MCQs may be framed. So proving irrational numbers. The fifth application, predicting unit digits. Predicting unit digits. The sixth application is our predicting the decimal form, whether it is terminating or non-terminating. Even if it is terminating, then after how many place of decimal the fraction is terminating. So decimal form of P by Q is terminating or not. So this will be terminating if and only if this Q is in the form of 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. Means denominator shall have only the factor of 2 and 5. So one thing is terminating. Another one is the place of termination also for this 6 itself. Place of termination, students, for saying the place of termination or even for the terminating, it is the largest, means anyone among this M or N. Keep in mind here few things while applying this condition, few things we have to keep in mind, that this P by Q must be in the simplest fraction form. So here it should be in the simplest fraction, means P and Q must be co-prime. Co-prime means what? They do not have any common factor. That is the first condition you need to keep in mind. Student, the second thing, this M and N, they can be the whole number. They need not or they cannot be the fraction or any negative integer. These are the two things that we need to apply. Students, coming to this fifth condition, means predicting the unit digit. It is based on the periodicity. Periodicity that we have learned in our class, that after a certain interval, means if you are making this as a square, cube, power 4, power 5 of the unit digit only, then that will again get repeated. After how much interval it is repeated? And what is at the unit digit? You can collect it, and only those are the possible unit digit. Other cannot be possible at the unit digit. So it is our predicting the unit digit in, it is basically M to the power N. It is based on our periodicity. Okay, you may see the videos where we have done this. Then proving irrational, it is based on the condition that if a number is divisible by, if the number n is divisible by a square, then this n will also be divisible by a. Okay, this is the only condition. Means if any number is divisible by a square of some number, then that will surely be divisible by the square root of that number. Let us consider, say 72. 72 is divisible by 36. Then in place of this 36, if we are taking this square root of this 36, it is coming as 6. Then this tells that this 72 will also or surely be divisible by a square root of this, means it will be divisible by the 6. Okay, student, it is based on this. So considering this, the contradiction arises, and you can see how we have proved this. So for proving irrational, first we are considering the number like this, root 2, root 5 or root 7 as P by Q. Then as squaring, then we will get this condition. It means the number will come divisible by the 2 if we are considering the 2, or 5 or 7 if we are considering this under root 7. Then it will be divisible by 7. Similarly, taking it in the next multiple, the Q will also have the factor 7 as common. Means both P and Q have the number 7, or if we are considering this root 2, then 2 is common, which is not possible because common factor can be cancelled. But if we are considering this, then common factor cannot be cancelled. Means common factor will come forever. That's why that contradicts the basic principle of mathematics. That's why these numbers are irrational. You can go through the complete video there. Coming to this LCM and HCF, so I am going to write for this LCM and HCF. It is most important. So students, let us focus for this LCM and HCF, because there are certain formula. So LCM and HCF of 2 or more numbers. Students, wherever we are given with the 2 or more numbers, let us consider the two number, one number be n1, another number be n2. These are the two numbers which are given to us. The very first thing, we have to write N1 in the form of their FTA, N2 in the form of their FTA, then the LCM, which means lowest common multiple, is obtained by considering all the factors which are common and even uncommon factors. So rather than writing the common factor, we have to take all the factors. So it is the product of all factors with one thing. If the factor is common, then we have to take their highest power. See, here it is the lowest one, lowest common multiple. We have to take with the highest or largest power or exponent for common factor, for common factors. Okay, means if the factor is common, we have to take their highest. Otherwise, even those factors which are not common, those factors we also have to take. Now the HCF, which tells the highest common factor. Factor is what? A number or integer which is smaller than the given. But multiple is always a number which is bigger than the two given numbers. Student? So it is product of only the common. It is the common factor. So it is product of only common factors. Common factors with lowest degree, with lowest or lower exponent. Exponent means the power. Just let us see. So you are getting it is here, it is the lower for HCM. Let us take one example. Then we will just stop it. So let us consider the two number, say 9, 4, 6 or 4, 2 and 2, 5, 2. Let us consider this one. What could be their LCM and HCF? Very easy. Student, even before this, the question may be asked in the form of direct factor in the form of X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Here, 9, 42. First, we need to factorize this. See this? Factorize it. Unit digit is 2. So the division or divisible by 2. Go for dividing this 9 by 2. It will be 4 times 4 2s are 8. 1 is there. It becomes 14. So 7 and it is now 1. Very good. Now it is not divisible by 2. So we shall now go for the 3. For checking the 3, we have to add this. Say 4 plus 7 is 11 plus 1 is 12. Means sum of the digit is our 12. Now this 12 is divisible by 3. That indicates this number is also divisible by 3. So let us go for dividing it by 3. Students, considering that 3 1s are 3, then 17, 3 5s are 15, then it becomes 221. So 7 is 21. Again, we have to check whether it is divisible by 2. No, not even at unit digit. Then for the 3 students, for this 3, 1 plus 5 is 6 plus 7 is 13. So not divisible by 3. Then how long this divisibility we have to check? Again, recall that. You are knowing that the number closer to this is 144, which is 12 square. The 13 square is 169. It is our 13 square. So we shall go up to this 12 only. In this 12, we are getting that 2, 4, 6. These are not possible. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These are not possible. So what number are left? It should be the 7, 13, 11. Only those things we have to check. Students, let us try. So students, let us try with the 7. Directly we can go for dividing by the 7, or we may check for the multiplying last unit digit by the 7, then Subtracting it from this, that we can also see. Let me directly divide it by this 7. If we are dividing it by 7, then 7 2s are 14. 117. You are getting that the remainder is 3. Means it is not divisible by 7. So 7 is also not possible. Next one, no need to check for this 8. 9. For 8, it must be divisible by 2. But see, it is not divisible by 2. So no need to check. 9, not required. 10, not required. Go for this 11. For this 11, 5, 7, go for adding their even digit and odd digit. Means 1, this 7 is our 8 and this is our 5. Nothing to be added, minus 5. It is our 3. It is 3 is not divisible by 11. So it will not be divisible by, this bigger number will not be divisible by 11. So no need to check for this 11. Now for this 12, student, 12, again it is not divisible because it is not divisible by 2. 13, even not required. So that's why this way we have confirmed that this 157 is a prime number. So student, it is very important that you need to confirm. But how long? Just whatever left, इसके आप just स्क्वायर रूट ले लीजिए और उस स्क्वायर रूट से आप उतने तक ही बस चेक करिए, आपको पता चल जाएगा, ज्यादा करने की जरूरत ही नहीं. So it is our, so this is our 942 that can be written as 2 into 3 into 157. Similarly, we need to go for the 252. It is our 2, so divisible by 2. 1, then 2s are become 4. So 1 is there, 6. Then go for this 2, 6, and it is our 3. Again, it is divisible by the 3. So take this 3, 2s are, and 1. Then still divisible by 3. It is our 7. So student, we shall write the other one, 252 also. This is our 2 is repeated 2 times. So 2 square into the 3 is also repeated 2 times. 3 square into another one is 7. Now for finding the LCM or their LCM, for LCM we have to take all the factors. A student, you may start from either 1 or 2. Let me start with this first. It is 2, but this 2 is also here. So where this 2 is common, we have to take there. It is the least common multiple, so we have to take the highest power. It is our 2. Coming to the other 3, in this 3 is also there. So 3 square we need to take. It is over. Then the another one is in this 157, but in this it is the 7. So this 7 we also need to take. So this product finally you have to do, that you will get. For the HCF, we have to see for the common factors only, not all the factors. So we have to just compare, and here we are getting it is the 2 and 2 is the common. So we need to take this 2. With them the lowest power, it is the HCF. So it is 2 and here it is our 1. So it is only 1 we need to take. So only 2 is another common factor is our 3. Here it is our 2 and here it is our 1. So this 1 we need to take, but 1 is not required to write. So we are just leaving it. It is only this much. So it is our 6 is the answer. So this way we have out. It is very simple. A student, the other important thing regarding LCM and HCF, that one we also need to keep in mind. What is that? We have to know that if we have the two number A and B, then the product of this A and B is product of their LCM and HCF. It is the first thing that we have to keep in mind. Also, please note that if we are given with the 3 numbers, say A, B, and C, then this is not equal to product of their LCM and HCF. This can be equal only if their HCF is 1. So means the product of 2 number is equals to product of their LCM and HCF, provided there is only two numbers. So it is for two numbers only. Next thing is, here you are observing that in HCF, whatever the factor present, these factors are also present in their LCM. So HCF contain all the factors which are present in LCM. So students, keep in mind, means HCF contain only those factors which are surely present in LCM. Though in LCM, the other factor like these and these are also present. Even this power is also there. Means what? HCF can divide this LCM. So only that pair of LCM and HCF is possible where LCM is divisible by HCF. It is a constant. Then such pair is possible. Example, it may be asked that whether, say, 12 and 18 can be, a student, you are knowing that whatever be a smaller one, that is always the HCF. HCF and LCM respectively for any number, for any pair of number. That number we are not knowing, and it is also not asked here. Here, what is being asked is whether this 12 and 18 can be the pair of, or can be the pair for LCM and HCF or not. Only that one we have to determine. Students, see here, very simple thing. It is asked in MCQs and even in the various competition also. Here our HCF is 12, but LCM is 18. If we are factorizing this HCF, this 12 is 2 square into 3. This is our 2 into 3 square. Keep in mind, if we compare here, whatever this 2, that was present with the higher power in this. Whatever this 3, their higher power than this 3 is present. But in this case, what we are getting? This 2 square means 4 is there, but here only 2 is there. Though for the 3, there is 3 square, that doesn't matter. But here we have this 4. So 4 is there, but here only 2 is there. Means all the factors in HCF is not present in our LCM. Therefore, such pair is not possible. Or the other way is, you go for dividing this LCM by the HCF, it should be integer. So 18 by 12, 6 is cancelled. So 2s are, so it is 3 by 2, which is not integer. So wherever the ratio of LCM and HCF is not integer, this implies such pair of LCM and HCF is not possible. Okay, students? This is very important. Means this is no. The answer is no. So such pair is, whether it can be LCM. So answer is no. This is not possible. Such question are. So these are the basic concepts related to our FTA. So what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? What is composite? What is prime? What are their application? Everything we have learned. And these things, for more detail, you may go through the video. Let us quickly go for the chapter 2 and 3 also. So students, coming to the chapter number 2, which is polynomials. The very first one is the definition. When a mathematical expression is said to be a polynomial. So definition based question. So polynomial Px in general form, it is given by, or Px is equals to a0 x to the power n plus a1 x to the power n minus 1 plus a2 x to the power n minus 2 going on. Last one is our a n minus 1 with x plus a n we are writing. So this is said to be a polynomial if it is satisfying this condition. This a0, a1, a2, all these are the coefficient constant terms. This must be real. And the second condition is whatever the exponents or the power, this n or n minus 1, all these exponents must be integer or positive integer, or rather this should be whole number. It cannot be any negative number or it cannot be any fraction. Students, we can see with few examples. If we consider, say, under root of 2x cube minus 7x plus 5. Yes, it is a polynomial. Why? We have to watch two things. What are their exponents? So here exponent is 1, here it is 3. And this root 2 minus of root 7 and 5, these are real. Student, we have to watch these two things. This is the second condition. These exponents, student, it is 5x to the power 0. So these are in positive integer or whole number. And these three are the real. Keep in mind, root 2 is real. But if there is under root minus 2, it is not a real. It is beyond your syllabus. So you can leave it. Students, but if we consider the next example, say 3x to the power 0.5 minus of 7, no, it is not real. Why? Because this is the fraction or decimal. It is the one thing based on definition. A student, based on this degree, and if this highest power, this n is called as the degree, which is the highest power. Highest power. So the degree for this case is our degree. If it is asked here, it is our 3. This is not a polynomial, so no question of degree. Okay student, तो ये यहाँ कोई degree नहीं होता है polynomial. Another thing is their coefficients. Coefficients. Whatever in this x, leave this degree. These are the coefficients. This is the constant. This thing. Student, the next thing is considering this degree. If n is 1, it is called as a linear polynomial. Example, say 3x or 7x only, or 5 minus 2y, all of these are linear. May be possible for the two variable also, like 3x plus 5y, all of these are the linear. If n is 2, it is called as the quadratic polynomial. And this is important for us. This quadratic polynomial, the example, the x square minus of 5x plus of 7, or maybe possible just to take x square minus of 4. These are the quadratic. Students, so some standard form is defined. So for this linear polynomial, the standard form is ax plus b. For this quadratic, this px is given by ax square plus bx plus c. Here we have to keep in mind a should never be 0 and this abc must be a real number. This is the condition. Students, example, let us consider 7x square minus of 4. This is the polynomial given. And you may ask to write it in the standard form and find their coefficients. The standard form is decreasing the power from the highest to lower one. So 7x square No x term means plus 0 into x, because 0 multiplied by anything becomes 0. That's why it is not written here. Minus 4 is there. Students, even if this question is written like this, say minus 4 plus of 7x square, that also means the same thing. If we have to write it in the standard form, first we have to write their highest power. Then whatever this coefficient of this x square, it is denoted by a. This is missing term x, means their coefficient b is 0. The constant term, it is with the sign. So sign is very important. It is this. Students, so for this polynomial, if we draw the graph, though the chance of asking the graph is very rare. If we draw the graph, so if the px is our ax square plus bx plus c, this is the standard form. If we draw the graph, then if this a is positive, like here you are getting, this a is positive. If a is positive, the graph will be open upward. Means it can be on this graph paper, it can be anywhere. It can be like this, it can be like this, it can be like this. Okay, while it is like this, surely it will be crossing. It can be anywhere, but surely it will be open upward. But if this a is negative, then it will open downward. When is a is negative, student? Very simple thing. If we are writing in place of this, if I am writing 4 minus 2x square, what is this? In a standard form, it is our minus 2x square. Let us take this as the 4x plus of 4x, only this much, plus of 0. Then here a is our minus 2, this one. B is our 4 and C is our 0. Okay, student? So this is corresponding to this a. So if the equation is like this, its graph will be open downward. So if we draw the graph, or if we plot the graph for this situation, then surely it will be like this or anywhere, but surely it will be downward. Maybe somewhere here and somewhere here. Okay, student? So keep in mind, from this graph, the important thing is, if we consider only one graph, that will be better. So the points where this curve cuts these x-axis, these are the values. We may consider this as the 1, this as the minus 3. So these are giving us the zeros. Zeros means the value of x, which can make this equals to 0. So these are the point for zeros. But if the graph is like this, then no 0. Similarly for this one also, this point will be for the zeros. If the graph is, say here, downward, then no 0. Okay, student, this is what the graphical representation. Another important thing is the zeros of this polynomial. So write down the second point called zeros of, we have to learn about the polynomial px. Zeros means it is the value of x which can make this polynomials equals to 0. We have learned that for finding these zeros, we need to equate this to 0 and we have to find the value of x. Example, very simple one we may take. Let us consider 6 minus 2 of x. This is just a polynomial px given and you have to find these zeros. What to do? Just you have to equate this. 6 minus 2x equals to 0. Here you will get x is 6 by 2. It is our 3. So this implies this x equals to 3 is one of the 0. But for the polynomial or for the quadratic polynomial, say x square minus of x minus of 6, you have to find those values of x for which it becomes 0. We have to go for the factorization. Example, if we consider only this one, for finding these zeros, we have to first equate this px to 0, then we have to get this x. So it is our x square minus x is equated to 0. So we can factorize this x square minus of 3 2s are, so 3x plus of 2, so that on splitting it should be this middle term. It is called splitting the middle term. More we have learned in our regular class. So many questions we have solved. Taking x outside, x minus 3 plus of 2 outside, x minus 3, it is equals to 0. So taking x minus 3 outside, another one is x plus 2 is equals to 0. So here each of these linear brackets have to be equated to 0, then we will get x is equals to 3, from here minus 2. So these two are the value of x. If we substitute it here, you will get this becomes 0. So these are the zeros. This is the meaning of zeros. Students, for a quadratic polynomial px, this ax square plus bx plus c, if we consider their zeros, so let zeros means the value of x, let the two value, one value we are denoting by alpha and other by beta. Like here, for this one, we have the two values, means the x that we have calculated from this for this question is our 3 and minus 2. Means like here alpha is our 3, then beta is our minus 2. You may take alpha as minus 2 and beta as 3. You are free to take any one as the alpha, any other one as the beta. So there is certain relation between these numbers and their coefficient. What are that relation? The relation is like this. So what are that relation? Relation between these zeros and these coefficients. They are sum of the zeros is minus b by a. And the product of zeros means alpha into beta is c by a. This can be verified. How is that? See, we are going to verify with this example. Students, if we want to verify, then what is the sum of these zeros? Alpha plus beta, substitute this value. Okay? 3 and plus of minus 2. It is coming as 1. Another time, we have to take what? Minus of b by a. Minus of b by a. Minus is the formula minus. B. What is our b here, student? From this expression, we have to write for this ABC. Here, a coefficient of x square is 1. B, the coefficient of x, which is minus 1. And the c, which is the constant term, which is minus c. So these are available with this expression. So these values, minus and b is our minus 1 by the a is our 1. Means it is our minus of minus 1, it is our 1. What we are getting? It is matching with this one. So this way, comparing this, we can say alpha plus beta is minus b by a. So this is the relation. Hence it is verified. So one part is verified. The other part is alpha into beta. Go for their product. It is our 3 into minus 2. It is our minus of 6. And what is our c by a? Take that one. C, student, see this one we need to take minus of 6 by the a, means it is our 1. It is our minus 6. What we are getting? It is matching with this. So alpha into beta is our c by a. Student, it is this. So student, these zeros, even the zeros are known, then this polynomial can be framed, or the sum of zeros and product of zeros are known, then this polynomial can also be framed. So fourth relation is polynomial from zeros. So if the zeros are given, then the polynomial can be calculated or can be written, or the relation with their coefficients are given, or sum of zeros and product of zeros are given, then the polynomial can be calculated. So px is given by x square minus of sum of their zeros into x plus of constant. Since there could be infinite number of such polynomials possible if it is multiplied with constant, so the standard form is this one. Student, it is constant value is obtained by alpha beta, not as c. So we need to write here as the alpha beta into alpha beta. Students, even if only alpha and beta are given, then this polynomial can be calculated by considering this one also, x minus alpha, x minus beta, just by taking this, because it is just reverse of the factorization. Just alpha beta are the zeros, just take the one step back, we are able to get this. Questions are very simple. How is the question? Find polynomial px with sum of zeros as 3/2 and product, or minus of 3/2 and product as 4. So what will be that polynomial px? Formula is take the constant. So student, x square minus of alpha plus beta x plus of alpha beta. Student, here it is given that sum of zeros is this much. This is equivalent to this alpha and beta. So take this k outside, x square, then minus, what is this? This is our minus of 3/2 x plus the product is 4. So put this 4 as it is. It becomes k. Take this as x square. This becomes plus of 3/2 x plus of 4. In option, it may be given like this. Even the k is taken as 1. So from there, the various possible equations may be given in your options. It may be simply given as the x square plus 3/2x plus 4. It is also true. It may be simplified in this form, k with the LCM 2x square plus of 3x plus of 4 to the 8. Just take the LCM and rewrite this. Take this k/2 as outside, then it is our 2x square plus 3x plus 8. Student, here it is important that we are free to choose the different value of k, and this entire coefficients may be dropped. Whatever the value of k, that doesn't matter, but based on the same zeros, we can get this value as 0. So it may be given as the 2x square plus 3x plus 8. Here what is done? K value is just taken as the 2. So taking k value as 2, this will get converted into 1. So in your MCQs, the questions are framed where rather than just taking one of the simplest form, taking the LCM and different values of k, we are getting different polynomials. Here the other thing we can also conclude, with the same sum of zeros and product of zeros, considering different values of k, different equations can be obtained, or different polynomials can be obtained. So there can be infinite such polynomials. So this is the relation that we have to know. So up to these are the 4 important things that we have to know. Now let us come for the third chapter. Student, this chapter number 3, equation, pair of linear equations. So for this pair of linear equations in 2 variables. So students, the definition wise, one is their definition. Here it is already the pair and linear equation, and it is in the 2 variable. Considering all these things, the 2 variable x and y we are going to consider. In general, we are considering this with some coefficient with this variable. So take this as A, this coefficient as B. But two such equation we need to write. In addition to this, there could be the constant. Since it is the equation, see, so it is equated to 0. But such two equations have to write. So put the suffix. Another one is A to X plus B to Y plus C2 is equals to. So these are the two equations that we are considering. It is called a simultaneous equation. So whatever the value of X in both the equation and Y in both the equation, if choosing suitable pair of XY which is satisfying both the equation, means put substituting on left hand side, we are getting right hand side, then it is said to be a solution. A student, so this can be solved, okay, or not. Based on this, the value of X and Y means the solution or nature of solution we have to observe. A student, if it can be solved, such equation is called as consistent. Consistent. If they cannot be solved, it is called as inconsistent. Inconsistent simply means no solution. No solution means no value of X and Y, no any pair. If it is the consistent, means it can be solved. So while solving, the two situation arises. So only one pair of X and Y, or maybe many pair. If it is more than one pair, so there is always infinite many pair. So many pair. This many pair is like more than one pair. If it is more than one, then surely it will be 100,000 any number. So we are writing infinite many pair. So this second condition is called as infinite. So it is infinite many pair of X and Y is possible. So if only one pair of such solution, it is called as unique solution. And if many pair, it is simply called as infinite many solution. So it is infinite many solution. A student, this is named as no solution. Then whether the solution will be 1 or infinite or no value of X and Y, that can be obtained by considering these coefficients and constant term. So there is a mathematical relation. If A1 by A2 means the coefficient of X square, their ratio, coefficient of X, their ratio is same as B1 by B2 means coefficient of the Y. If this is taking these two ratios, if these two ratios are not equal, then it will have unique solution. Only this much is enough. This includes your two things. It may be possible that this A1 by A2 is not equals to B1 by B2. This may be equals to C1 by C2, or this A1 by A2 not equals to B1 by B2 may not be equals to C1 by C2. So any possibility is there. Or even it may be possible that this C1 by C2 is equals to A1 by A2, but it is not equals to B1 by B2. This may be possible. So in all these conditions, no need to check for the C1 by C2 ratios. If only A1 by A2 ratio and B1 by B2 ratio, if these two ratios are unequal, then surely they can be solved and they have a unique solution. For infinite many solution, this A1 by A2 should be equals to B1 by B2. should also be equals to C1 by C2. So if this situation is satisfied, it will have infinite many solutions. For no solution, the difference arises here. A1 by A2 is equals to B1 by B2, but this is not equals to C1 by C2. It is this. Students, so these are the mathematical relation that we have to keep in mind for checking. Even the numericals or questions are also free. Another thing is, these linear equation, their graph. If we draw the graph, it will represent a straight line. So graph is always a straight line. It is called as linear because the power is 1. So graph, if we have the two equations, surely there will be the a straight line. This straight line is drawn over the coordinate axis. So first we need to draw the coordinate axis, then we have to plot this point, means after tabulation we will get the straight line. So students, if we are drawing for these three possibilities, three kind of graph arises. The first one is, if it is for the unique solution, then surely the two line, means this is for the line 1, means for 1, whatever we have drawn here, say this is 1, or this is called as line 1, this is at the line 2, graphically they will represent the line. So it is for this equation, then surely the other equation, if we draw, it will cut somewhere. It will not be parallel or not overlap over this. That will surely be anywhere. A student, it need not be here only. It can be here. Okay, student? It could be like this. Many type of questions are asked. What is the area between these two lines and this x-axis? So you need to allocate it properly and you need to find their area. So students, the point where they are intersecting, this point, this is the coordinate of x and y, which lies on both the line 1 and line 2. Okay, so this is the solution. Student, means the graph, we have to write the graph is intersecting. Students, if we consider the infinite many solution, we have to compare this graph. So for this is the coordinate axis, x and x dash, y and y dash, this is the origin. So one of the equation, the first equation I am considering, this is the line, whatever the line. Let us consider this is the plot for the line 1, or simply the first equation. If you plot the second equation, you will get that will also come over the other point or coordinate that you will put, that will also come over the same. So it will appear that the two graphs are overlapping or hiding each other. Okay, so this graph is called as overlapping, or also called as hiding or superimposing. So a student, this is also called as dependent. Okay, means one depending on the other, one is hiding the other. It is this. But if we draw the graph of this one, means here the yellow line represent the line 2, or the graph for the second equation. But if we consider the third one, considering for the third one, if we consider one line is this one as the line 1, then if we draw the other line, then you will get that the other line will surely be parallel to this one. This is your line 2. Okay, student? So these two are, the graph is parallel. This is important. Graph is parallel. Parallel means not intersecting. Not intersecting. That's why they do not have any common point. Here they are overlapping, means they have all the points common. That's why infinite many solution. But in this case, the first case, This was the line 1, this is the line 2. So students, line 1 and line 2 are intersecting at only one point. Got it? So this is the condition. So this is what do we mean by the type of solution? How is their graph? Two things. The question are asked from here. Even algebraically the equation is given. You have to frame this and you have to solve this. We have done in our regular class. The next one is solution. I'm not going to solve, I'm just going to explain. So finding the solution. Students, the solution methods. The first method is the graphical method. Graphical method. Whatever I had explained here, you need to tabulate some of the solution for line 1 and some of the solution for line 2. Then you have to plot them. On plotting, if they are intersecting, then whatever the point of intersection, that gives the solution. Like in this case, only one coordinate. But if you are getting like this, whatever the solution of the first, that will also satisfy the second. But in this case, no solution. Okay? So predicting the nature and their solution can be determined by the graphical method. It is the first method. The second method is called as our substitution. Take one and substitute in other. Substitution method. The third one is called as equating coefficients. So equating coefficient. It is this. So student, let us just quickly see this with one example, then we will stop the class. Example, students, question may be asked like this. Say the pair of equation may be given. Pair of equation. Let us consider 2x minus of 3y is equals to 7 and consider the kx is equals to 6 y plus 14. So for this, we have to find the value of k for infinite many solution or for no sol or for one may ask for the unique solution. Second one is infinite many solution. These two situations we have to find the value of k. So very easy. A student, first we have to rearrange them in the form of ax plus by plus c in that form. A student, so just rearranging 3y, bring this on the left hand side, that is the better habit. The second equation is our k. So it is our kx minus of 6y minus of 14 is equals to 0. A student, from here we can get that our a1 means the first equation is 2, b1 minus 3 and c1 is our minus 7. a2 is our k, b2 is our minus 8 and c2 is our minus 14. Now, student, we have to get all these ratios. A1 by A2, it is our 2 by K. Students, if we are taking B1 by B2, it is our minus of 3 by minus of 6. On simplifying, we may get this as 1 by 2. Taking the third, C1 by C2, it is also minus 7 by minus of 14. It is also 1 by 2. Students, then for the first one is for unique solution. Unique solution means it have only one pair. The condition is A1 by A2 should not be equal to B1 by B2. It doesn't matter whether this C1 by C2 is equal to or not equal. Okay, student? So just we need to consider these two. So this implies 2 by K should not be equals to 1 by 2. Just we need to solve it. Go for the cross multiplication. 4 not equals to K. or simply bring this k on this side, cancelling their minus, k should not be equals to 4. Means what? K can be any real number excluding this 4. Then this equation can give you the unique solution. Means what? This k can be 2, 3, minus 2, 1 by 2, any value, but it should not be 4. Okay, student? It could be like this. But B, if it is asked for the infinite many solution, for the infinite many solution, we have to verify A1 by A2 should be equals to B1 by B2, should also be equals to C1 by C2. Here we are getting A1 by A2 is 2 by K is 1 by 2, this B1 by B2. Though this is also given as 1 by 2. Means this condition is already satisfied. So just taking either this and this or this and this, because it is going to give us the two equation. For this solving, you may consider this as 1, this as 2, this as the 3. So just by considering 1 and 2, we can take 2 by k should be equals to 1 by 2. Means what? K should be 4. So understand the difference. The difference is that for infinite many solution, the k have only one value. So k have only one value, and that value is 4. Students, but for no solution, sorry, for unique solution, k can have any value. Means there could be infinite values excluding that 4. Are you getting? So k can be given in option as 2, minus of 0.4, anything, minus of 3 by 2, even root 2, anything it can be. It should be only real. That is important. It should not be under root of minus 2. Okay, it is this one. So it can be. That's why we are writing this as the set of real number are minus of this 4. So only 4 have to be removed from this set of real number. We can get the value of k. Just here few we have taken. You may take any one. Okay, student. But for the infinite many solution, it shall have only one value. So in option, if it is asked for the infinite, only one value. For unique solution, any value may be given. Okay, no, or k should not be, may be given in this form directly. So that we have to understand. Student, the next one thing is, or the very small thing is, let us take, consider the two equation, 3x minus of y is equals to 4 and 2x is equals to 3y plus 1. And then we have to find what is x, what is y, or it may be just asked what is the type of solution. So maybe asked to find the solution or the type of solution. Type of solution. So students, just observing this, we have to just rewrite, or just we have to quickly collect A1, A2. A1 is our 3, B1 is our minus 1, C1, while you are bringing this on the left hand side, it becomes minus of 4. From the second equation, A2, it is our coefficient of x is our 2, but B2, student, while this 3y is brought on left hand side, it becomes minus of 3y, so minus of 3, and C2, while this is brought on left hand side, become minus 1. Here, A1 by A2 is our 3 by 2, and B1 by B2 is our minus 1 by minus 3, means it is our 1 by 3. This C1 by C2 is our minus of 4 by minus of, means it is our minus become plus 4. or even this plus can be left. So what we are observing here, from these values you have to just observe. Okay, now student. So here just we are getting a1 by a2 value, this and this, comparing these two is not equals to b1 by b2. So while you are observing these two are not equal, even no need to see this. Okay, if it is equal, then you have to see this. So from here, just the second part can be answered that it has unique solution. Unique solution. Okay, student. So this way. Another thing is, so the part 2 we have completed. When these have the unique solution, then find their solution. So solution, the part 1. How to find the solution? The various methods are there that you are already knowing. Let me quickly revise. A student, consider this as the equation 1. So from this equation 1, we have to, this is our equation 1, this is our equation 2. So from the equation 1, we have to find the value of y, we need to substitute in 2. Or from equation 2, find the value of x and y, substitute in 1. Let me take this 1, bringing this y on this side, y become 3x plus of 4. Then this have to be, this y have to be substituted here. So this, then this 2 become equal to this 2x is equals to 3. In place of y, we will substitute now 3x minus of 4 that we have calculated from this one. Just by rearranging this, y was brought on this side, this 4 was brought on this side, so it have become 3x minus of 4. Students, so just let me substitute quickly. So it is our y value is our 3x minus of 4. Then we have to just solve it. It's very easy. Now it get converted into the linear equation in one variable. 3 3s are 9x minus of 4. 4 3s are 12. Student, we may bring this on this side. 2 minus 9 is our minus of 7x is equals to minus of 12. This x can be cancelled. So x is 12 by 7. So this way the value of x is calculated. Then whatever this y we have calculated here, that can be obtained by 3 into 12 by 7, and then minus 4 is there. We have to just simplify this. Take the LCM as the 7, then 36 minus of 7 for the 28. So it becomes 8 by 7. So this way the value of x and y is determined. X is this and y is this. This is the one way. A student, in addition to this, the second method, this method is called as substitution method. The second method is by eliminating the coefficient. Say, just we have to equate this. 3x minus of y is equals to 4. Another, for applying the elimination method, write all the variable on one side and constant on the other side. So this shall be written like 2x, bring this 3x on left hand side, minus of 3y is equals to 1. Then we have to do some calculation or some multiplication and adjustment here such that one of them get cancelled. A student, here for calculating this x, y should be removed. So we have to equate their coefficient. In the second, the y have minus 3, but here minus 1. So multiply this by the 3. Then we need to change their sign because both have the same sign. So this become minus, this become plus, this become minus. Keep in mind, this will get cancelled. This 3 will multiply to this 3, to this minus 1 of this y, and this 3 will also multiply to this 4. That is important. So this is what? 3 3s are 9x. But from the second, it is our minus of, this is multiplied by nothing, means it is multiplied by 1 only. So it is our 2x. This is on the left hand side because y is getting cancelled. But on the right hand side, this 4 is multiplied by this 3, become 12, and this is our minus of 1. You are getting, it is our student, some error is there in our calculation. Student, यहाँ का 1 यहाँ छूट गया है, देखिए student, because by both the answers should match. Okay, let us continue. So minus become plus of the 7x is equals to, it is 11. X is our 11 by 7. स्टूडेंट, ये दोनों आंसर मैच करने चाहिए. देखिए यहाँ थोड़ा मिसिंग है एक चीज. जब हम यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहे थे, 3 and x we have substituted here, but this plus 1 have missed. We have missed it here. Okay, so please get it corrected. स्टूडेंट, it is our plus 1. तो आप यहां जब देखेंगे तो ये +1 यहाँ पे आने वाला है, एक और टर्म. स्टूडेंट, +1 आएगा तो ये देखिए, दिस इज आवर -12 + 1. हम चाहे तो यहीं पे सीधा -11 लिख सकते हैं. तो लेट अस राइट हियर डायरेक्टली एज द -11. स्टूडेंट्स, ये माइनर करेक्शन आप भी कर लीजिए. आई थिंक किसी आप लोगों ने ध्यान नहीं दिया. इट इज दिस वन. Then students, slight correction is also here. You can change it 1, and again it will be our 33. Students, it will be our 33. Let me just slightly correct it. Then 33 minus of 28 become 5. Student, it will be 5. So just minor error was there. This way the x is matching. Another, for getting the y, we can apply the same approach or we can go for the substitution. Let me apply the same approach. Student, 3x minus y is equals to 4 is here, and 2x minus of 3y is equals to 1 is here. Student, now we want to cancel this x here. Means remove this x. So first equation is 3 and here it is 2. So if you multiply entire equation by 2 and the entire second equation by 3, then taking the sign, means opposite sign, means subtracting, changing the sign, this will get cancelled. Then this 2 will multiply with this y, it becomes minus of 2y. And this 3 will multiply with this 3, but the sign is plus of 3 3s are 9y is equal to right hand side. This 2 is multiplied with this 4, 4 2s are 8, and this 3 is multiplied with this 1, but the sign is minus, so it is our minus of 3. Go for doing this. So 9 minus 2 is our 7y, and right hand side is 5. So y is our 5 by 7. Let us compare it with the previous one. Yeah, this same. Okay, student. So these are the two methods that we have to learn. The first one is called as our substitution method. The second one is called as elimination method or equating coefficient. Okay, student. So this much thing we had to learn. Then there are the word problem. Based on the given condition, we have to frame the equation and we have to solve. So this was all about the today's class. So students, आज हम लोगों ने सब कुछ revise किया. Though the class have gone longer because initially we have taken too much time. So this was for the chapter number 3, the condition and formula that we have noted, the graph, how to solve. Then this was for the chapter number 2, students, where we have learned when it is called as the polynomial, condition for polynomial, then linear and quadratic polynomial, zeros of that polynomial, then how to find the zeros and relation between zeros and coefficient. Only this much we have to focus. Then the chapter number 1 even we have also revised. Students, chapter number 1 we have revised in too much detail. So student, in chapter number 1, what is this prime composite and what is this FTA and what are their applications? Means how to get the composite number, how to get this divisibility, and what are their application. Each and everything we have revised. Okay, student. So this was all about the today's class. So student, जितना कुछ चाहिए था हमने आज आपको बताया.